everybody. What does your LinkedIn profile say about you and who you are? My name is John Dornoff, and it is the dawn of a better life. We're here to help you improve your life, your career, and your business. Last week, we talked about the importance of networking. And one of the ways we said you can network is through LinkedIn, the social media site that's designed for your career. Today I'm going to look at some things you need to look at for your LinkedIn site to make sure that it is something that people want to look at and is going to attract attention. I've seen a lot of LinkedIn sites in my, in the last few years. Some good, some great, and some downright horrible. So let's go through a few elements to see what you should be putting on that LinkedIn site. First of all, of course, is your profile picture. Now, I'm not saying you need to have a professional photographer do your profile picture. However, it may cost $150 to get a good professional headshot for your, and it's going to, by spending that money, it's going to look a lot better. This is important. Remember, when you're looking to improve your career, you're basically, everybody's a salesperson, but in this case, you're specifically selling yourself. So you want to have the best image possible when you're trying to sell yourself. So have a good profile picture. If you can't, if money is that tight that you can't really afford a picture, make sure to have somebody take a good picture behind a blank background, or at least a really good background. In my experience, I've seen profile pictures from people really who should know better, and they either have no profile picture, which is the worst, or they have a picture that somebody I know, I've seen, their profile picture looks like they were at a party, and that's not exactly a professional image. Another one had like a hand around the shoulders, but of course the other person was cut out of it. That kind of a weird image. So make sure you just have a good profile picture. The next thing, and very important, is the job title or headline that's going to appear below your name on your profile. Now, I've seen people who put looking for such and such a job. That is usually a turnoff for many people. Don't say you're looking for a job. That says, I'm desperate. Who's going to hire me? Or, I really don't want a job, but, I have to look, so this will turn off people. So make sure the title says what you want to be. If you want to be an urban planner, make sure your profile says urban planner on it. If you want to be, a secretary, administrative assistant, say administrative assistant. Be specific and have that lead title say exactly what you're trying to do. Next up, you want to look at your previous employment history. Now, here's one of the interesting is that it should be first person or should it be third person? And this goes for the summary too. First, the summary and your previous work experience, it seems to be about 50-50 split about people saying they should be in the first person or the third person. Personally, when I'm looking at LinkedIn profiles, I really don't care. As long as they say what the person does, it gives me an idea of who the person is. Beyond that, that's fine. Just give me an idea. So make sure both of them are well organized and they tell a story about you. Remember, going back, you are selling yourself. So you need to tell a story of you. And it needs to be a story of why you are the best candidate for the job. So tell a good story. And please, don't make it fiction. They'll eventually find out. So make sure it's honest, but it does highlight your good skills. If you do have some gaps in your employment history, how are you going to explain them? Make sure you have a plan for that. Next up is school. It's pretty basic. You also should include some, if you've done some volunteering effort, especially if the volunteering effort has to do with the career you're trying to go into, show it. Here's another one of those. Look carefully about any organizations that you put in there. The organizations should really focus on your career. Also be cognizant of organizations that may actually look bad. And I'm not talking, as far as it may show you that your age or something else. Obviously, one like if you're a member of AARP, probably not something you want to show. There's enough age bigotry out there. You don't want to add to it. Some other organizations I can think of that are good organizations, but they have the perception of them right now is not. Veterans of Foreign War, good organization. My father was a member of it. His entire adult life after he came home from war. It's a good organization, but right now, it's pretty well publicized how them and the American Legion, other organizations like that, are really having trouble getting younger members, which probably says, oh, well, if that this man or woman's a member of Veteran of Foreign War, is probably an older person. Maybe we don't want to look at him. So consider that when you're looking at organizations. Like I said, not saying they're bad in fact, like I said, they are good organizations, but it's the perception, because remember, you're trying to sell yourself and you're, to get that career or job. Other organizations you probably don't want to put on there is anything political or religious, because once again, people may look at that and say, that's not the person from us. Even though technically they shouldn't discriminate that way, it happens. Another field you can add to your LinkedIn profile is classes. So now probably in most cases this doesn't matter, but say that you're looking at a job or career and you don't have that much experience, but you took some classes to actually show that you've, a background, you've gained some knowledge of that, then definitely include the classes. Whether it's going to pay off or not, it depends. Depends on really who's going to be looking at your profile. So, whatever. Also, join, and this gets back into the networking, join groups that are involved in your career field. Using the Urban Planner for, Urban Planner idea again, there's lots of groups that are involved in urban planning, transportation planning, all that. So make sure to find those organizations. Communicate with people on those, and that may be a way to network to find your career. So I hope these things are helpful. There's a lot to learn about these profiles. Even people with a lot of experience still don't have problems with them. You wonder if it's the perfect one. LinkedIn will give you there's this system they have that says, oh, your profile's, I look at mine, it says I'm an all-star and 90% done, and I look at my profile and go, no, it's not perfect enough yet. So that little perfection So look at your profile, see where you can improve it, because remember, once again, your profile is selling you. So what kind of image is it giving? And we'll see you next time.